We live in a universe where the invisible moves the visible. Every thought you have, every intention you set, is not just a fleeting idea, it's a ripple in the quantum field. And here's the truth that most people miss. Manifestation works instantly. You just can't see it yet. Imagine throwing a stone into a still pond. The ripples begin immediately, even if they take time to reach the shore. Your intentions are those stones. Each visualized outcome is already sending vibrations into the quantum field, setting events in motion the moment you commit to them. So why don't we see results right away? It's because our perception is bound by time, but manifestation happens in the timeless. In the quantum world, cause and effect can be simultaneous. What you desire is already aligning. In unseen ways, people you haven't met yet are making decisions that will bring you what you've asked for. Circumstances are shifting in places you've never been. The key is to act as if it's already done. Doubt slows the ripples, but certainty fuels them. When you trust the process, you sync with the frequency of your desire and bring it into view faster. Manifestation isn't magic, it's alignment, and it begins the very instant you focus your mind with clarity and conviction. The only gap between wanting and having is the time it takes for your physical reality to catch up to the vibration you've already sent. So remember, when you set your intention today, the universe has already said yes. Your job is to stay tuned to that yes until you can see it, touch it, and live it. The quantum field is not some distant, abstract concept confined to the pages of physics textbooks. It is the very foundation of everything that exists, including your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. It is the invisible web of energy that connects every particle in the universe, operating beyond the limits of time and space as we understand them. When we talk about manifestation, what we are really talking about is the interaction between your consciousness and this field of infinite possibilities. The moment you set a clear intention, the quantum field responds not after hours, days, or weeks, but instantly. The shift occurs at the level of energy first, and only later does it materialize in the physical world. Think of it like tuning a radio. The music is already broadcasting on a certain frequency, but you can't hear it until you adjust your tuner to match it. Your intention works the same way, sends out a specific vibration into the quantum field, and the field instantly begins resonating with it. The speed of this response is not something that can be measured in conventional time, because the quantum realm operates outside of linear cause and effect. What you desire begins aligning with you immediately, even if your senses can't yet detect the changes. Science has shown us through experiments, like the double-slit test, that observation itself changes reality. Your focus, your attention, is not passive, it is creative. When you form a clear mental image, or declare an intention with conviction, you collapse possibilities in the quantum field into the pathway that matches your desire. The instant you commit to a thought and hold it with clarity, you alter the probabilities of how events will unfold in your life. This doesn't require physical action at first, because the initial changes are energetic, occurring in a dimension your physical eyes cannot see. What makes this so powerful is that you are not waiting for the universe to decide whether to respond. It already has. The field is like a mirror, instantly reflecting your dominant vibration. If you send out fear, you see more reasons to fear. If you send out gratitude and certainty, you see more reasons to feel grateful and certain. The speed of this mirroring effect is not bound by time. It's bound by your level of alignment. That is why two people can set the same intention, and one will see results much faster than the other. It's not the quantum field that is slow. It's the alignment process in the person's mind and energy. Understanding this changes the way you approach manifestation. You stop thinking of it as sending a request and waiting for a reply. Instead, you see it as sending a signal that is instantly received, with the rest of your role being to maintain the signal until it becomes visible. The moment you focus on what you want with emotional conviction and mental clarity, you have already created it energetically. Everything beyond that is simply the unfolding of events that bridges what you've created in the unseen with what you will eventually experience in the seen world. Our human experience is deeply intertwined with the concept of time, and this creates one of the greatest misunderstandings about manifestation. We live in a world where events seem to follow a strict order: first cause, then effect, first planting, then harvest. This conditioning makes us believe that when we set an intention, the results must come later, as if there is a mandatory waiting period built into the process. But the quantum field, where manifestation originates, does not operate on the same rules that govern our physical perception. In the quantum realm, time is not linear. There is no past, present, and future in the way we experience it. There is only now, and all possibilities exist simultaneously in that now. When you understand that manifestation happens in this timeless domain, you begin to realize that the instant you form an intention, it already exists as a probability in the quantum field. Your perception, however, is bound to a slower-moving framework where events unfold one moment after another. This creates the illusion of delay. It's not that your desire is taking time to be created. It's that you are traveling through the timeline where that version of reality becomes visible to you. The gap you experience is not between creation and fulfillment, but between awareness and observation. It's similar to watching light from a distant star. The light you see tonight may have left that star thousands of years ago. The star's shine existed long before you observed it, but your vantage point required time for the light to reach you. In the same way, your manifestation exists in the energetic realm the moment you conceive it, but you are only able to see it once your physical circumstances align with it. This alignment often requires shifts in people, places, opportunities, and even your own habits or beliefs. All of these shifts take place within the framework of time, even though the creation itself has already happened. This is why patience and trust are essential. Not because the universe is slow, but because you must allow the sequence of events in the physical plane to catch up to what already exists in the quantum plane. When you become impatient or doubtful, you start shifting your attention to the absence of what you want. And since your perception shapes your reality, you end up prolonging the timeline where you remain without it. On the other hand, when you hold steady faith, you are essentially tuning your perception to match the timeline where your manifestation is already visible. Your senses are built to navigate the physical dimension, not the quantum one, so you won't see the energetic work happening behind the scenes. But just like the roots of a plant growing underground before a single sprout appears above the soil, the work is happening in an invisible space that is just as real, if not more real, than what your eyes can currently see. The manifestation is instant in creation, but gradual in perception, and the difference lies entirely in how time operates in these two realms. When you throw a stone into a pond, you may not immediately see the ripples reach the farthest edges of the water, but you know without question that they are spreading. This is exactly how intention works in the process of manifestation. The moment you focus on a desire with clarity and emotional energy, you have cast your stone into the quantum field. The ripples begin instantly, moving outward into the interconnected web of reality, influencing events, people, and circumstances in ways you cannot yet measure or predict. These ripples are shifts in energy and probability, and they start forming the pathways that will bring your desire into your physical reality. In the quantum realm, everything is interconnected at a level that transcends physical distance. The instant your thought is formed and felt deeply, it transmits a vibrational signal, and this signal is registered in the field immediately. Like the surface of the pond, the field is responsive to every disturbance, no matter how small. Even the subtlest intention has an impact, although the strength and clarity of your focus determine how far and how powerfully the ripples travel. The more consistent and concentrated your mental and emotional energy, the stronger the pattern you create in the field. What's important to realize is that these ripples do not work in isolation. they interact with countless other waves of energy in the field, some coming from your own past intentions, and some from the intentions of others. This is why you may see unexpected opportunities, coincidences, or chance meetings occur after you've set an intention. These are not random events, they are points where your ripples intersect with the ripples of others in just the right way to move your manifestation closer to visibility. The process is alive, dynamic, and self-organizing, meaning that once the ripples begin, they will continue to interact and reorganize the field in alignment with your original intention. You may not be able to see these ripples directly, but you can sense them in subtle ways: sudden inspirations, intuitive nudges, or the feeling that something is in the works. These are indicators that your ripples are moving through the field, gathering the energy and circumstances needed for your desire to take form. However, just like the pond, the movement beneath the surface is not visible until it reaches the edges of your perception. That's why it's crucial to trust that what you've set in motion is unfolding, even when there is no immediate physical evidence. The analogy of the pond also highlights another key principle. Once the stone is thrown, the ripples will continue, without you having to keep throwing more stones. Many people unintentionally slow or disrupt the process by constantly checking for signs or doubting whether it's working. Each doubt is like tossing a new object into the pond, creating interference, patterns that scatter the original ripples. The purest and most effective manifestation occurs when you throw the stone of intention once, with absolute clarity, and then allow the ripples to naturally reach the farthest shores without resistance. Certainty is one of the most powerful accelerators of manifestation because it anchors your energy in a single, unwavering frequency. When you are certain about your intention, you are broadcasting a clear and stable signal to the quantum field, leaving no room for mixed messages or contradictory vibrations. Doubt, on the other hand, is like static on a radio. It disrupts. The clarity of your broadcasting causes the field to receive conflicting instructions. In the quantum realm, where every possibility already exists, your level of certainty determines how quickly you lock onto and experience the reality you desire. Think of certainty as the difference between a dim light bulb and a focused laser beam. Both emit energy, but one is scattered and unfocused, while the other is precise and powerful enough to cut through steel. When your belief in your manifestation is absolute, your energy becomes as focused as that laser. The field does not need to figure out what you want because you are not sending it mixed signals. Instead, you are holding your frequency steady, which allows the unseen forces at play to arrange the people, events, and circumstances necessary for your desire to appear in physical form. The role of certainty becomes even clearer when you consider how your emotions interact with the quantum process. Emotion is the fuel of manifestation, and certainty produces a powerful emotional state: confidence, calmness, and trust. When you feel certain, you naturally stop searching for proof and start living as though your desire is already on its way. This shift in behavior and mindset aligns your daily actions with the outcome you want, which further speeds up the manifestation process. You stop acting from a place of lack and begin acting from a place of ownership. Doubt, however, pulls you out of alignment because it focuses your attention on the possibility of failure or absence. The moment you start wondering whether your manifestation is possible, you begin generating a different frequency, one that corresponds to not having what you want. This slows the process not because the quantum field is reluctant to respond, but because your focus has shifted to a conflicting reality. The field mirrors whatever vibration you are dominantly holding. So if you oscillate between certainty and doubt, you keep moving between different energetic timelines. Certainty also shortens the emotional gap between wanting and having. In most people, this gap creates tension, anxiety, and impatience, all of which signal to the field that the desire is still in the future rather than the present. When you eliminate this gap by being certain, you essentially embody the version of yourself who already has the desired outcome. This embodiment draws the physical reality toward you at an accelerated pace. Because you are no longer waiting for it to are, living it energetically now. This state of being tells the quantum field to lock in the pattern you've created and deliver it in the most direct and efficient way possible. When you set a clear intention, the reality you've asked for is already forming in the unseen, and your current physical circumstances are simply in the process of catching up. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of manifestation, because our senses lead us to believe that if we cannot see or touch something, it must not exist. In truth, the manifestation process begins the moment you focus your energy and emotion on a desired outcome. From that point forward, subtle adjustments start taking place in the quantum field, aligning events, people, and opportunities in ways that will eventually make your desire visible. This gap between creation and perception is not a void where nothing is happening. It is an active, dynamic phase of alignment. During this time, the universe is orchestrating countless moving pieces, conversations, decisions, timing shifts, and even your own inner growth, to ensure that when your manifestation appears, you are in the right place, at the right time, in the right state, to receive it. These elements often involve other people's choices and circumstances, and while these alignments can happen quickly, they must still unfold within the framework of physical reality, which is slower than the instantaneous nature of the quantum realm. It's important to recognize that your role during this period is not to force things into place, but to remain energetically in tune with the version of yourself who already has what you desire. By maintaining this vibrational match, you allow the physical unfolding to happen without interference. Impatience or constant checking for evidence can disrupt this flow, much like opening the oven too soon and causing a cake to collapse before it's finished baking. The manifestation is already in the oven, so to speak, and your job is to trust the process until it's ready to emerge. This period of catching up is also where the refinement of your desire often occurs. As you hold the vision of your manifestation in your mind and heart, you may gain new clarity or make small adjustments to what you're asking for. This is not a sign that it's not working. It's evidence that the process is alive and responsive. The quantum field adapts to your evolving energy and continues aligning the outer world accordingly. Each time you affirm your desire with conviction, you reinforce the energetic blueprint that reality is building toward. Your reality is like a moving train, and your new intention is a station you've decided to arrive at. The moment you choose the destination, the train begins adjusting its route, even if the scenery outside your window still looks the same for a while. The journey is in motion, and the destination is fixed. It is only a matter of traveling the physical distance before it appears before you. The energetic alignment is complete from the start, but the physical expression of it is in motion, steadily closing the gap between where you are now and where you've already arrived.